All right, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy Friday. We have another awesome artist interview. Very excited. We're talking to an athlete and artist, and Tommy Wilson is joining us. I'm pumped.
What's happening? Already got some Let's Go Mets in the chat. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We got definitely a lot of Mets fans as far as kind of the OGs that are always on all these streams.
Totally.
Yeah, man. So I'm stoked to chat tonight. It's awesome because I had been aware of your work for a while, and your name just like keeps coming up. I think we're in a lot of the same circles.
Totally.
It's really cool now that we're finally getting to chat.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like the community within like art and crypto art and whatnot is like super tight, and everybody, I feel like I run into somebody or everybody at some point. So
yeah, absolutely, man. And it seems like you were pretty early in the NFT space. And like I think like even now, like anybody that's in it already is early. But,
totally.
You've been doing it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that. I started, I guess, back in like April, May of 2020, which feels like 10 years in NFT and crypto art time. Like so much has happened, and obviously so much has changed in the space since then. So it's like, I remember back then thinking I was like late, like I'd seen artists who had been in since like 2017 and whatnot. And now looking back at it, I'm like, dang, like I was actually pretty early in this, which is crazy and super cool. So it's been wild.
Yeah. I see you guys in the comments commenting on the lights. These LEDs back there are new.
Those are nice. And
that's the first corner I've done. I'm going to do more, but it's fun. Totally different vibe. Yeah, man, that's exciting. I want to get into that. But first, before we get too deep into NFT stuff, I think it would be awesome just to hear from your perspective, your origin story of, your baseball history and experience and that and how that kind of has crossed over and now with the art stuff.
For sure. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. I've been playing baseball my whole life, man. Like as long as I can remember, since I was like 4, 5, 6 years old. And then like, I guess where the arts tie in is I've had like a super creative family, musically, artistically. So I've kind of been involved with music, instruments, art classes, stuff like that. So it's always kind of been like a hobby, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess I was always kind of doing something, grew up playing baseball. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, went to high school for baseball, went on to college, went to a few different colleges, bounced around a little bit. But I ended up at Cal State Fullerton, my junior/senior year, redshirt junior year. Yeah, I had a blast at Fullerton. That was super, super cool. We won conference. And then, yeah, I got drafted by the Mets in 2018. Been with the Mets for, I guess, 4 years now. And then since 2020, got really, really into this whole art thing. And I guess I got into it I was more into like video editing and like post-production stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got into crypto art, I kind of just like fully immersed myself and kind of applied what I knew from video editing straight into art. And that's kind of how I got here.
That's awesome. I love it. And someone asked, Eric had a good question. How about as a kid, did you collect baseball cards? Oh,
absolutely. I was so into it up until I want to say like 2012 or 2013. So, and thankfully the year that I was like the most into it was 2011,
Nice.
Mike Trout's rookie year. So I managed to grab myself a few of his rookie cards, which I had no idea, obviously, back then.
Of course.
But yeah, so those were my biggest pulls back in the day. But yeah, used to be super into it. And ever since like I got into NFTs, I've kind of been wanting to like get back into it. I'm like, man, like I kind of miss it. But
and like there's a lot of crossover, I think, with like the collectible industry as a whole. I think will be different in the future because of the way NFTs, are paving this way. So
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I think that in the future, there'll be a lot of like digital card collections.
Totally. Just like similar to NBA Top Shot and stuff. So
yeah. Yeah.
they're
And
doing.
the cool thing is like, it can be guaranteed authentic, guaranteed scarce, with you have the whole history of it, and everything's a PSA 10.
Totally. Yeah. And
So,
you don't have to sell it on eBay and mail it to somebody. You don't have to pay to get it graded, whatever. There's tons and tons of stuff that's, why it's so popular and beneficial. So
yeah.
it'll just be interesting to see like where like the MLB, NFL, where they take it, and kind of where it goes as far as like collectibles and cards. But I think it's super cool, and I think it's definitely got a place to stay for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Did you, when you were growing up in LA, were you like Dodger fan?
Yeah, big Dodger.
Yeah,
big Dodger fan growing up. Went to tons of games. Yeah, it was great. Love the Dodgers, and now I'm a Mets. I'm a big Met fan now.
yeah, absolutely, man. What players did you really look up to growing up?
Let's see. My favorite was Ken Griffey Jr. 100%. He was my favorite. And then as far as like pitching goes, I watched Clayton Kershaw growing up. He's obviously incredible, insane career. So those two, and then like as I grew older, I loved watching Bryce Harper. Still a big fan. Love the way he plays the game. Kind of puts his whole heart out there, wears his heart on his sleeve, and leaves nothing back. So I'd say those three guys probably the favorites growing up for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How about like any new prospects or rookies that you see either coming in or of the recent class that's I don't know, catches your eye?
That's a good question. Some of the, I guess I'll go maybe with some of the best hitters I've faced, like prospect wise. I don't know if you know Nico Horner with the Cubs.
Of course, yeah.
So he's one of the top prospects with them. I faced him
he's from the Bay Area too, I think.
Yeah, so I faced him when he was at Stanford.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, like when I was in college, the best hitter I faced, like still to this day, like been through, all the way up until Double-A. He's 100% the best hitter I've ever faced. So I'd say Nico Horner, somebody to watch out for, and then Bobby Dahlbeck with the Red Sox.
Okay.
He was up in the league last year a little bit with the COVID season, but I believe he's the first hitter to take me deep twice in one game. So I tip my cap. He's a great hitter. So I'd say those two guys are a couple of dudes to watch out for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how about like with the art stuff? Is there anybody that you looked up to artistically, either as a kid or like now, that kind of has inspired the art that you're making?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, like my dad has been painting for years, and he was a huge inspiration, I'd say, for my art. But other than that, like I never really, I guess, had many inspirations like growing up. Like the only, I guess, like my family just in general, like they're all super creative. And I always say this, that I feel like I'm on the bottom of the totem pole as far as like talent when it comes to art, because they're all so like talented artistically. So they're all, I guess I would say, yeah, my inspirations for my art for sure.
Nice. Grant had a good question. Do you do analog work? I know I've seen a lot of your digital stuff.
I haven't yet, but I want to. I've definitely I've been talking to my dad about it too, because I want to, but I haven't really had the time, and it's just been like NFT madness. So I've just been like cranking out digital work, but that's definitely something like just for the sake of just for fun. I would love to do that. Like not necessarily just to turn it into an NFT, but I would love to give it a shot, because I've never really dove into it before. So that would be fun for sure.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I do everything analog, and now I'm trying to get into digital.
Totally. But hey, it works out for you. When you can just create whatever painting and then you can turn it into an NFT, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's cool because I have such a big catalog of works that, some things I might have just painted over, but I have a nice photo of when I finished it in art from 2016, and now with NFTs is giving me an opportunity to share that artwork and still make it scarce and collectible.
Totally. And people love that like, oh, this is like an old work from like that I made in like 2012 or whatever, and then like
People like it. Yeah.
turning it into an NFT. It's like an old rookie card or something.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you so are you, I know you're on Super Rare.
Yeah.
Are there any other platforms that you're using?
So what I'm currently using is Super Rare, I'd say mostly. I posted my latest work on Foundation just to kind of give it a shot.
Yeah.
I made like a newer style work, like a 3D outdoor scene. And it was like a still image. So I don't know, I just picked a different platform just to throw it out there and kind of have a different, you know, aesthetic or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, definitely mainly on Super Rare, and then soon Block Party. I don't know if you've heard of Block Party, but I had a drop with them in like October, and they're doing like a total site like revamp. So it's going to be like super cool with like artist storefronts and stuff. So I think I'm going to be doing some drops with them as well, and that might end up being my main like site, but I'm not sure. We'll see. It always changes, you know, like I don't really know where the next one's going to go. So
yeah. Have you so one thing like that's a little, I don't know if annoying is the right word, but annoying is the one that comes to mind. So like it's annoying on Super Rare that there's no way for me to connect with a buyer.
Totally.
So obviously we have the follow mechanism, and you know, I'll follow anybody that buys my stuff, but it's kind of up to them, you know, because I'm like, and I think kind of like yourself, like you on your Super Rare, you say like, this is me, and like people can find you on the internet,
right,
by seeing what your Super Rare looks like. Some artists are just like almost anonymous, right? You don't
totally, yeah.
So yeah, like, you know, I have my email address, my website, and those things. So sometimes buyers will reach out to me, and usually it's like, I'm going to make this bid. Will you accept it right away or whatever? But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more community.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I think a lot of the platforms are working on that. Like I know for a fact Super Rare is going to implement that. I don't know how soon, but I think they're working on it. But yeah, it's interesting. I try to like dig around on Twitter to like find buyers to like send them like a thank you, or just to say like, hey, this is my like reserve, or this is how much I'll accept. So you definitely have to like dance around a little bit, and it's yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to when you can just message on the site. That'll be much easier, because I definitely have to do a lot of like research and trying to figure out, okay, is this person on Twitter? Are they following me?
Yeah.
Can I DM them? Whatever. But yeah, that would be really cool to have a messaging feature on the sites for sure.
Yeah. What is I know it's in the link of the bio, but what's your username on Super Rare? I just want to try and pull this up.
I believe Wilson_Tommy, I think.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, Super is like, I'd say probably my favorite like profile at the moment of like my works that like I'm actually like, well, I'm proud of any NFT that I put out there, but I've enjoyed the latest work I've been doing, I guess, like the 3D perceptual sculptures, I guess you would call them. It's been my favorite style for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. The one that jumps out to me the most, and it actually is one that I had like, it was, I think I already knew who you were, but I just was shown it in a different context, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I had like bookmarked it, and then I went back later and looked at it, and I saw that it was yours. It's really cool. Right. The jump throw constellation.
Oh yeah, that's what started the whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, that one is just bananas. Oh no, you know what? I can't do like, can I do share screen? I think I can. Let's see here. If I go share screen, is this gonna just share my entire screen? Is kind of ambiguous. Okay, screen sharing easiest with 2 monitors. I mean, whatever. Let's just try.
Give it a shot.
Open system preferences. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. Share. But I need to. Oh man, what is this? Unlock this. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to work this out so I can show you guys this. Here. I cannot. No, I cannot quit and reopen Chrome.
Doesn't work.
I don't know that I'm going to be able to share on the screen. I'm trying. Okay, here. We're going to go here, click share.
Oh,
there
there you go.
Okay, so yeah, so if I make this bigger, does it get bigger? No.
Looks like it stays the same size, but you can kind of.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is so cool.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I actually I had that idea back in I want to say July or August, or when I first started doing NFTs.
Right.
And I was it was like one of those things where I had a dream or something, and I saw it happen, and I was and I hadn't done any work in 3D yet, and I was like, how the heck am I gonna make that happen?
Right.
And it took me 3, 4, or 5 months to really actually figure out how to do that, how to get situated on a 3D or a 3D application and stuff.
Sure.
And then figuring out how to get it to look like one thing from one side and another thing from another side.
Yep.
And then yeah, so this is what came out, and it was my first 3D artwork, and then that spun into my the rest of the, I guess, perceptual sculptures that I've done. But yeah, that one was super fun, and I was super stoked when I actually finished that thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I shrink that down and remove that.
Nice.
We did it. That was pretty great.
There you go.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so I put the link up. Yeah, no problem. So I got the link to that. So let's see here. So that was so somebody bought that.
Yep.
Grassman.
Yeah.
Grassaman. So that's crazy. So he got it a month ago. He paid 0.55 Ethereum, which at the time was $1,000.
Yep.
And so I imagine at the time you were stoked, right? I mean, all of my sales on Super Rare, especially the early ones, I was yeah,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I posted that one. I don't remember, maybe 3, 4 months ago or whatever.
Yep.
And it had one bid or something.
Sure.
But I wasn't honestly, I was so stoked on how it came out that I wasn't even you know what, whatever. If no one else likes it, I love it. It's all good. And then, he came in, or somebody came in and met the reserve. And then Grossaman came in and won that one. So I was glad. Yeah, it finally sold. And obviously I was crazy stoked anytime I make a sale. So that was awesome.
I'm making him an offer right now.
for the Jeter?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. Okay, point. All right, there we go. We'll see.
See what he says.
Who knows?
He's a mystery. I couldn't find him on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am following him, so
there you go.
It's so interesting to go down the rabbit hole and look at other people's that buy my stuff, look at their collection.
Totally, and see who you're alongside.
Yep, and then even and it's crazy because you can see how much they paid for every single thing they have.
Totally, it's fully logged, which is really interesting and cool for bidders too. I've heard so many people say I know I'm not going to win this piece, but if I'm the first bid, it's forever logged that I'm the first bid on whoever's piece. Even if it's somebody big time. So that's a super cool feature of the blockchain for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you have any that you're working on right now that you can share, tell us about?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit. I feel 2021 for me currently is the year of the collaboration, because I've got a few collabs that are coming up. I've got one collab with a musician, so I just did the visuals, and he's making the music for it. And then I have a collaboration with another athlete, which I'm very excited for. And then I have one more collaboration with another artist, all coming up within the next series of months. So it's been crazy cool, and I'm super stoked to be able to collab with these people, just because when I first started this thing, I've seen these people, and I'm I would be so sick to collab with these people, but I'm just some baseball player or whatever. So now that I'm actually been able to put my art out there, and people can appreciate it, and I can collab with some artists and musicians and stuff. So I'm super stoked for what's coming up.
That's dope. That's awesome. And what programs are you using to make like this 3D stuff now that you're doing? Is it Blender? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so the 3D stuff is all Blender. So it's like a free application, which is insane to me that it's free. Free application online, and yeah, it works great. And it's definitely like complicated. The learning curve is like pretty high, but there's tons of like resources on YouTube and online where you can like learn and sort of just kind of figure it out on the fly, which is what I'm doing. And I'm still learning. Like I'm no expert yet because it's hard. And in some of the work I see people put out, I'm like I have no clue how they did that. And I'm still like I don't know, 8 or 9 months into like 3D art. I'm like in like some of the work people post is insane. So I'm trying to like get on their level of 3D.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think like it's such a cool skill to have as we go forward, with the NFT space.
Totally.
Have you explored are you familiar with kind of what's happening in like the metaverse
Totally, like Decentraland and stuff.
Exactly. So I think we should give a little. So the metaverse, for anyone that doesn't know, is essentially this virtual world. Well, there's several different virtual worlds that are being built that have tie-ins with these NFTs that you keep hearing about. And so to put it in context, think about it like a video game, and you have your character, your avatar, and maybe you have your house. And if you have the NFT of, let's say, that Jeter constellation painting that I just made a bid on Super Rare, in the future, there will be the capability to like show my NFTs on the wall of my house in this metaverse.
Totally.
And someone else could come in. You could come into my house. You could see that painting on the wall, and then you could make me an offer to buy it from me, and I could accept it, and then that would transfer to your own house in the metaverse. So there's applications beyond just enjoying the art on a computer screen. Well, in this case, you're still looking at it on a computer screen, but like in a different context.
Totally. And then, I've tried to dabble with like some of my sculptures, and like you can actually like take the object file, send it to the person, and they can like actually put it up in their gallery or whatever, and you can like walk around it and whatnot, which is super cool. But the file like limit is super low right now, so you can't put in like anything too fancy. So I've only been able to get like a couple of sculptures in there, but super cool application for like NFTs, and people love their like galleries or houses or whatever you want to call it. So that's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it. Let's see here. Have you do you also collect? Are you collecting on the NFT side too, or just selling so far?
Yeah, so I've done like almost all my collecting, most of it on Nifty Gateway, just because I try to take like my secondary sales and like just kind of put it back into collecting. And I've definitely gotten like super into it, and I want to start collecting on Super Rare, but I just like get hesitant because of the gas fees. And I'm like, well, if I bid something on Super Rare, like I want it to like I want to win the piece. Like I don't want to like bid, spend gas, and then get outbid, have to bid again. So that's the only like downside I think of like the like everything being on the blockchain, which is great. I'm a total believer once they can like figure out how to fix like gas fees and whatnot. But for now, like I'm collecting on Nifty Gateway, just because it's a little easier and I can kind of just like freely bid on stuff and whatnot. So
and they have the tie-in that they let you could just use credit card too if you want.
Exactly.
It made it really easy.
Totally.
In fact, I think the first NFT that I bought was on Nifty, and I used like a debit card.
Totally.
Actually, it's very relevant. You know Micah Johnson?
Yeah, I do. He's the one who got me into crypto art in the first place.
Kind of me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I had him. I talked to him on a podcast called Pretty Big News, which actually I think you know Matt Casello, right? I think because I was mentioning him to you, and it sounds like
familiar.
You guys had already chatted, but so Matt and I launched a podcast last year, and really it's kind of his show. I've just helped out when I can.
Sure.
But, we interviewed Micah, and during that talk, he basically convinced me to like do the Super Rare application and video and stuff. And so it had been on my radar, but I hadn't like just sat down and done the video and
Totally.
applied. And honestly, if I hadn't applied then, like now there's such a backlog.
Dude, so backed up. Yeah.
So many artists are like, help me get in. I'm like, I don't have any kind of pull like that.
Same. Yeah, I feel that. I feel the same way. Like if I hadn't gotten in when I did back in July, August, whatever it was, like the backlog now is insane. And like the quality of artists that are like applying like is crazy. So definitely feeling lucky to have gotten on there when I did.
Yeah. Have you applied to, I just did one, Maker's Place. Do you know Maker's Place?
Yes. So I did apply to Maker's Place,
Yeah.
and the application like said like include like 3 different artworks that you'll be posting with us or whatever. And at the time I didn't have anything. Like I had put everything I had made on Super Rare or Nifty, whatever. So I was just like, oh, like, I guess I'll get around to that eventually. And then I never got around to it. So I never finished the application, but maybe someday. But I mean, there's like so many platforms available. So you can only like, do so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I'm primarily focused on Super Rare. And I think what I would like to do eventually is migrate to OpenSea.
Totally.
Pretty much exclusively. But I'm open because, this is the Wild West and new platforms are popping up and like
left and right.
There could be the ultimate solution right around the corner that they're just ready to like come out of, their beta or whatever. Who knows?
Totally, like the Amazon of NFTs or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so not Super Rare. OpenSea is trying to be that, and OpenSea just raised a $23 million Series A yesterday.
Yeah, that's really cool for them, and I think that they have tons of potential with their site, and I feel like they just need to fix up a couple like user interface and like how the site kind of looks. Like it's kind of, you can kind of get lost, I feel like. But once they like figure that out, I think, yeah, there's tons of potential there to be like, I mean, they already are kind of like the main hub where everything goes back to.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'm seeing a bunch of comments in the chatter in the comments about, I don't know, what is a BTTF cards? Topps BTTF. Something about, does your dad have a baseball card?
He might. Let's see. eBay. Somebody put an eBay link. Can I click this?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me see.
Oh, no.
Do I leave if I do that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, there it is. $3.
Nice. We got Blake G in the house. Awesome. Your birthday's October 21st. That's when they go back to the future in the year 2015. So tell Tommy. Nice. Oh, that's cool.
Love it.
Yeah. Dope, man. Let's see here. What else? Do you ever do like, I mean, I guess maybe it's tough with digital stuff, but do you make like prints of your stuff so you could like sell? So for example, like, we got some people in here that are maybe more into the physical goods than an NFT,
Totally.
right? So if someone wants to like support your art or show off your art, is there anything, you do any prints or merch or anything like that?
I've definitely considered it. But I haven't done it yet just because I've been like so wildly busy with everything digital. But with the more recent stuff I've been doing, like with still work for like 3D, I would love to like run a series of prints. I think that'd be super cool. Or merch would be sick, but I don't totally know how to do that yet. That would be a new realm, but maybe like, I feel like maybe next off season, because now like it's going to get even busier with spring training coming up. So it'll be interesting.
Right.
But I would love to run something like that.
Yeah. Do you know, are there other like athletes in the league or like on your team that have like art, like an artistic side that we might not know?
Honestly, I don't think so. I know Micah, he obviously played in the big leagues, and Matt Caesar, he's doing his thing on Super Rare and whatnot.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I don't know of any individual like guy that I've even met in the Mets organization that like is artistic. I feel like they probably would have reached out to me like already, like with everything that I'm posting.
Yeah.
but it'll be interesting because I haven't even like seen any of them really because of COVID. So like once they go back, or once we go back to Florida, like next week, I guess, it'll be interesting to see. I bet they're gonna have some questions like, what the heck's going on here?
Right, with the NFT stuff, of course. That was gonna be my next thing. Of like, I can imagine you just starting to get blown up. You know, people are seeing these athletes jump into the space and do, you know, some really big launches.
Totally. I mean, yeah, you saw Mahomes and Gronkowski. They're doing their thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I mean, obviously, everybody was going to want their piece of that, and it'll be. I guess I feel like it'll really like you'll be able to tell like who people like, or like if it kind of like dies out, or if people like realize like, oh, like I can tell the difference between a cash grab and a guy who's actually like, you know, in this, like, you know, he's going to make his own collectibles consistently. He's going to connect with the community, stuff like that. So I think that'll be the tell. Like, will like Mahomes drop this one and then that's it, never again, or like is he going to be, you know, connecting with the people, the collectors? Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it goes as far as like sports, athletes doing their own NFTs. Very curious to see where it goes.
Yeah. We got a baseball question from Grant asking if you're a power pitcher or off speed. He then corrected and said, but
definitely
describe yourself.
Definitely location movement pitcher for sure. I do not overpower. That is for sure. I probably sit in 90, 92, hitting my spots, throwing my off speed. So, but working my way to hopefully throwing harder. So we'll see.
Nice. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else we got? Mahomes, another Mets connection.
True. Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
His dad, right? I think.
Yeah.
Played for the Mets? Maybe.
Yeah, I believe it. The people here would know for sure.
Hopefully somebody can fill me in on that. I know I've seen Mahomes like in a Mets jersey, like as a kid or something. So I think his dad played for the Mets, maybe. I should probably know that, but I don't know.
I'm sure there's like a tiny bit of delay between, you know, when we say it and then when they hear it.
Right.
And so in like probably 30 seconds.
His dad played for the Mets. There you go.
Yeah, a bunch of things. Yeah, there we go. John wants to know what your Chick-fil-A order is.
Oh man, who's this? Let me see.
John O'Day.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is my life. I love Chick-fil-A. What is my Chick-fil-A order? Just a regular spicy chicken sandwich, large fries, and a sweet tea every time.
What sauces?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Nice.
Nothing else. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you.
I always get like every sauce.
Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, I will get sponsored by them eventually. Like I hound them, like their DMs, and like I tweet. I put like they're the only company like I'll free advertise for. Like man, Chick-fil-A's in my bio. It's on my baseball card. Like I didn't even tell. Like I don't like know anybody at Topps. I don't know how they found this out. But on the back of my first baseball card, it says Chick-fil-A enthusiast, and I was so stoked.
That's amazing.
Man, I mean, come on, like free advertising for Chick-fil-A. Like they got to sponsor me or something.
Yeah. I mean, you should be proactively pursuing that. I feel like they would do that.
They responded to my DM one time because I posted my baseball card or whatever, and they were like, "That's so great! Like we really appreciate your support."
Right.
Come on, all right, like let's work.
But how many chicken sandwiches worth do you appreciate this?
Right? Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Honey barbecue we see over there with Hall of Fame pullers. I like the Polynesian as well. I also like the ranch.
Free Chick-fil-A for life.
Yeah. I mean,
come on. Cool. I know Chipotle gives out like free Chipotle for your life for, you know, big time people.
For sure.
I'm not that big time, but like I'm happy to be Chick-fil-A's guy, you know?
Yeah, maybe you got to make some like chicken art.
Right? Put stuff in it.
Yeah, some like 3D, like, you know, chicken tendies.
Totally.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Blake G, he says his favorite tied with In-N-Out.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like In-N-Out a lot too. Yeah, dope, man.
Yeah.
That's solid, man. So what do you, I mean, I know that you're active, obviously like active on Super Rare, Twitter, Instagram. What are the best ways for people to like like if they want to like follow and support your art, what's the best way for what can they do?
Probably through just like my Twitter. Just follow me on Twitter. I typically post all my art there, and what do you call it? Like my links, my my super rare block party, Nifty Gateway, whatever. So yeah, I mean, anything is appreciated. I always try to connect with people. So like if anybody wants to like DM and chat on NFTs or, baseball, like I'll do my best to get back to you. So if anybody wants to like follow me on Twitter, message me.
Nice.
I'm down to chat. So
I love it, man.
I'm trying to like open up my DMs to like help people kind of figure out this NFT thing. Like it's hard to get people to wrap their head around. So I know it was hard for me. It took me a couple of months to like figure the whole thing out. So if I can help or just chat about baseball or life, whatever, I'm down.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, it's been great.
Totally.
I'm very excited to hear about the collab you have coming up.
Totally.
Would totally be open to exploring working together on something at some point.
That'd be sick.
Well. So anytime that I can help, reach out. But yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. It's awesome.
100%. Yeah, thanks for everybody who hopped in here. That was super fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing weekend and Friday. And check out Tommy's work. Follow him on Twitter. Send him a message. Tell him that you saw him on here, and ask him any questions you have about baseball or art or anything.
Totally. Yeah. And go get a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
And get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Tell him that Tommy Wilson sent you.
Exactly. There you go. Now we're
talking. Got to do. Yeah, I love it. All right. Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Have a great night, great weekend.
Yeah, man. You too. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Take it easy, guys. Everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and stay awesome.